Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, December 10. The Zones of Special Operations, ZOSOs, in Mount Salem, St. James, Denham Town, and Greenwich Town in Kingston will be extended by a further 60 days. On Tuesday, the House of Representatives approved the resolutions for the extensions, which were moved by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang.
We will not allow the criminals to bring back fear into the communities that have largely been living without fear, especially in the zones of special operation. We're also continuing to deal with the development programs in the specific zones to ensure that in the medium term we'll get the kind of behavior change that is required.
Addressing public safety and order amidst COVID, Minister Chang said the security forces would be enforcing the law under the Disaster Risk Management Act to clamp down on illegal recreational activities.
We continue in the operation. The police have been showing larger numbers of, tactical operations and VCPs across the country.
Meanwhile, starting next week, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development will be rolling out COVID-19 town criers across the island's 14 municipalities, urging persons to observe the protocols. In Parliament Tuesday, Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie revealed that more than 300 illegal parties were being held in the country on a weekly basis. These are happening even though the municipal corporations have not been issuing permits in keeping with government's COVID-19 containment measures. Minister McKenzie says there's also a worrying trend of businesses not following the protocols. He told the House that some have been falsely advertising that they're endorsed by the municipal corporations, while others have been operating as nightclubs under the guise of restaurants.
The government has no intention in stifling the entertainment sector, but we are guided by the advice of the health sector, and we are saying at this time, no permits for any events, no parties, no bike shows, neither round robin, neither open or shut your mouth. There is no such permit, Madam Speaker, that has been granted.
Minister McKenzie also reiterated that closure orders are still in effect for 17 beaches and 19 rivers. Markets will be opened from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. from Monday to Saturday and are closed on Sundays and public holidays. Children in the Justice Ministry's Child Diversion program will benefit from increased psychosocial interventions, advice related to sexual reproductive health, and access to greater justice. This comes as the ministry signed a $10 million agreement with UNICEF this week. Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck says while he expects that more children will be referred to the program, it is already operating effectively.
At least we can say to UNICEF and to the international community that Jamaica is paying attention to our young children, many of whom get into trouble. And we're ensuring that they're properly mentored, properly counseled, and to steer them away from further criminal activity.
He says the funding will also support the dissemination of information on the program and facilitate community discussions. UNICEF's country representative in Jamaica, Mariko Kagashima, says the program exemplifies Jamaica's commitment to leave no child behind.
Here in Jamaica, we welcome efforts to ensure that children are not denied their liberty unjustly.
The Education Ministry has established a transportation sector working group to identify and address the general transportation needs of students to support the phased reopening of schools. During Tuesday's sitting of Parliament, Portfolio Minister Favour Williams said surveys with students chosen for the 2-week pilot face-to-face classes found that the most popular method of transportation was public passenger vehicles. When the students were asked if they felt safe while traveling to school, only a little over half of them answered in the affirmative. Stakeholders also expressed concern with respect to vehicular transportation.
The working group has already convened 2 weekly meetings with the mandate to ensure that adequate fleet of government-owned buses are deployed to transport students within the areas currently served by JUTC and the Montego Bay Metro, to ensure that the COVID-19 protocols are established and operationalized, to support the safety of the commuting public, especially our students, and to support the ministry's rural transportation program to engage contract operators to provide transportation services to approximately 7,500 students from 250 primary and high schools across 13 parishes.
Minister Williams says the phased implementation of the service has already commenced. Still on education, the minister has announced that changes will be made to next year's sitting of the Primary Exit Profile PEP to take into account the interruption in student studies due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister Williams says the performance task and curriculum-based tests have been delayed for later dates in the year, and the content coverage on which students will be assessed has been reduced. The first component to be tested at grade 6 is the ability test, which will be administered Tuesday, February 23, 2021. As for the performance tasks for grade 6 students, language arts will be Thursday, April 22, while mathematics will be on Friday, April 23, 2021. For the curriculum-based tests, grade 6 students will sit language arts and science on Tuesday, May 25, and mathematics and social studies on Wednesday, May 26, 2021.
The ministry, through its usual bulletins to school, will be sharing this information.
The Primary Exit Profile is a series of assessments that provide a profile of the strengths and weaknesses of each child and their readiness for grade 7. And finally, the Education Ministry is in consultation with the Caribbean Examinations Council CXC regarding the 2021 sitting of the CAPE and CSEC examinations. Minister Favour Williams says CXC has explained that based on their psychometrical analysis, it is not recommended that they reduce the content coverage for their exams. However, the council says it will proceed with a delayed sitting of the exam, moving it from May-June to June-July, given the ongoing pandemic.
CXC has also proposed to return to using the regular format of the exam, Paper 1, Paper 2, and the SBAs with 100% moderation.
The minister says the nation will be updated in short order on the outcomes of the deliberations. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.